وأصحاب اليمين ما أصحاب اليمين في سدر مخضود وطلح منضود وظل ممدود وماء مسكوب وفاكهة كثيرة لا مقطوعة ولا ممنوعة وفرش مرفوعة وفرش مرفوعة إنا أنشأناهن إنشاء إنا أنشأناهن إنشاء فجعلناهن أبكارا عربا أترابا لأصحاب اليمين ثلة من الأولين وثلة من الآخرين وأصحاب الشمال ما أصحاب الشمال في سموم وحميم وظل من يحموم لا بارد ولا كريم إنهم كانوا قبل ذلك مترفين صدق الله العلي العظيم صلوا على محمد.
صلوات على محمد وآل محمد. Thank you, Brother Hussein, for that wonderful recitation. I'd like to now make a short announcement, and that is that we encourage parents to bring their children along into the majalis because it's extremely important that they soak up this atmosphere. However, at times, there's been food left at the back on the floor. Last night, there was chewing gum on the floor. So we do encourage that if there is any mess made by anyone, that if you could please clean up after yourself. If not, then let one of the volunteers know, and we definitely will come and help you. It's so that the sanctity and the cleanliness of this majalis is upheld. Please recite the loudest of your salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Before I call up Brother Khamis, I'd like to request that the brothers to my right, if you could please stand up and move towards my left so that the entrance is cleared. Recite aloud salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Without further ado, I'd like to call Brother Khamis for his recitation in Urdu. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
मोहम्मद वाले मोहम्मद बुलंद तरीन सलावात। माँ के दूध से ही पिया या अली मदद, माँ के दूध से ही पिया या अली मदद। हमने तो बचपने से सुना या अली मदद। मोहसिन मेरी लाद मोहसिन मेरी लाद में वो मंजर अजीब था जब मैंने खुद अली से कहा या अली मदद। और फिशार कब्र को ऐसा निढाल कर दूंगा, मैं मुश्किलों की तबीयत बहाल कर दूंगा। अली के नाम ने जुरत जो ज़ेरे लहद दी, मैं खुद फरिश्तों पे उल्टा सवाल कर दूंगा। सलावत। वफा जिसका पढ़े कलमा उसे अब्बास कहते हैं। वफा जिसका पढ़े कलमा उसे अब्बास कहते हैं। और जिसे सजदे करें सजदा उसे अब्बास कहते हैं। लगा दे जो बगैर तेग ही अंबार लाशों के, लगा दे जो बगैर तेग ही अंबार लाशों के। जो है पैकर शुजात का उसे अब्बास कहते हैं। वफा जिसका पढ़े कलमा उसे अब्बास कहते हैं। जो है शबीर की कुवत अली को नाज है जिस पर, जो है शबीर की कुवत अली को नाज है जिस पर, और जिसे ज़हरा कहें बेटा उसे अब्बास कहते हैं। जो था शबीर का खादिम मगर सब साहिबाने दिल, जो था शबीर का खादिम मगर सब साहिबाने दिल, उसे आका उसे मौला उसे अब्बास कहते हैं। जो पत्थर पर अलंग गाड़े उसे कहते हैं सब हैदर, जो पत्थर पर अलंग गाड़े उसे कहते हैं सब हैदर, अलम गाड़े जो पानी पर उसे अब्बास कहते हैं। वफा जिसका पढ़े कलमा उसे अब्बास कहते हैं। सलावत।
Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Before we continue the majalis, could I request that all the brothers please stand up, move as far forward possible, and those to my right shift to my left. Please stand up, move as far forward possible, and shift to my left. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. As you can see, over the past few nights, we have established majalis series of high caliber. It takes time, it takes effort, and it takes funds to deliver such majalis. So I implore every one of you to please get involved, whether that's volunteering or whether that's sponsoring majalis. We need sponsors every night. You can sponsor on your behalf, or you can sponsor on behalf of your madhoom, so they can get the sawab as well. So there is no greater blessing than to take part in the majalis of Imam Hussein. So please do not hesitate. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. On Monday, inshallah, at 12 a.m., we will be holding our third midnight majalis, where we will be commemorating the events that lead up to the martyrdom of Abu Abdullah. And we're honored to have Sayyid Mostafa Al-Qazwini, Sheikh Jafar Ladak, who's currently reciting in Leicester, and Muhammad Raza. They will deliver concurrent masaib, and it's important that every one of you is there so that we're unified and we commemorate the martyrdom of Imam Hussein together. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Please recite a second salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Without further ado, I'd now like to invite Sayyid Mostafa Al-Qazwini, who is joining us from the United States of America, to deliver his second lecture. Please welcome with the loudest of your salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad.
السلام عليكم جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على أنبياء الله جميعا وعلى سيدهم وخاتمهم حبيب إله العالمين أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين أذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا. صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله، صلى الله عليك يا أبا عبد الله، يا رحمة الله الواسعة ويا باب نجاة الأمة ويا عبرة كل مؤمن ومؤمنة. يا ليتنا كنا معكم فنفوز فوزا عظيما. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. وإذ قال إبراهيم رب اجعل هذا بلدا آمنا وارزق أهله من الثمرات من آمن منهم بالله واليوم الآخر. صدق الله العلي العظيم. One of the duties that we have in Islam, and Islam keeps reminding us of taking care of this duty and nurture it, protect it, embrace it, is to take care of your citizenship. Being a citizen of a country, having a responsibility of protecting and maintaining and defending that country, that land, that society, that soil that you belong to. Citizenship means a sense of belonging, a sense of belonging, a sense of a pride that I belong to this society, I belong to this country, to this land. This is my future. Some people carry the papers, the nationality of a country, but they lack sense of belonging. This is not citizenship. حب الوطن من الإيمان. Part and parcel of your faith. Being a true faithful is when you have sense of a pride about your country. You truly belong to that country. You have sense of strong belonging to that country, to that society. And therefore, where is my home? Where is my country? Is it the place where my ancestors were born and came from? Or it is where I'm living, I'm studying, I'm working, I'm raising a family? What does Islam say? Where do we belong to? Where is my country? As a Muslim, where is my country? Amir al-Mu'mineen Ali ibn Abi Talib alayhi salatu wassalam states, خير البلاد ما حملك the most eloquent thing that has been said about citizenship is this sentence. The best land, your real home, your real society and country is the place which is embracing you and catering for you and accommodating you. خير البلاد ما حملك لا ما حملك. Not the land, the society that burdens you and tortures you and harasses you. So your land and your home is the land that protected you, received you, embraced you, welcomed you, provided you with opportunities to study, to work, to get married, provided you with the freedom of thought, freedom of expression, freedom of religion. You practice your religion freely, without intimidation, without fear of persecution. This is your land. Not necessarily where your ancestors came from. Maybe you respect your original land. You love it. You go and visit it. You connect with your relatives there. But your priority now is where you live. So if I ask one of you, what is your nationality today? What is your citizenship? You must say with the pride, being proud that I'm a British Muslim. People next door in France, they are French Muslims. Next door, they are German Muslims, American Muslims, Canadian Muslims. This is our land. This land received us, welcomed us, and we have to pay back, as I am going to say. This is our duty. So what is the meaning of citizenship? I'm going to divide that into four sections and 4 parts. Part 1 is that citizenship means a mental and emotional commitment to my country. Means that I embrace it with my heart. I love it. If you don't love the country, you are not going to serve it. If you don't have sense of belonging, you are not going to serve it. If you don't have sense of attachment to it, you are not going to like it. So number 1, you have to develop this sense of belonging and sense of attachment. You have to embrace the country with your mind and your soul first. And consider your future to be there. And prepare for that future. Because this is where you are raised, you are educated, you are going to get married, you are going to raise your children in this land. So you have to protect it. Yes, sometimes Muslims don't have good times in some countries, like France, for instance. Sometimes they give them hard time. I understand. But then we are the one who have to fix the situation. If we keep complaining, we are not going to do anything. We are not going to get anywhere. It is us, the Muslims, the believers in God, the believers in the freedom of mankind. It's us who have this responsibility of changing the situation. And God says, if you don't take the initiative, if you don't work to change that situation and fix it, then God is not going to change it for you. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. God is not going to change the condition of any community unless they change the circumstances. So we have to fix it. So this is part 1. This country has a priority. Yes, Islam teaches us that the entire land, the entire earth belongs to God. Al-ardu lillahi wa liman ammaraha. And we have to defend human rights everywhere. We have to stand for them. We have to support them. But then you have a priority. First, begin with your country first. Your country needs you more. When you fulfill your relationship here, your obligation here, then you move to other places. Your loyalty and your faith has to be to your country. Even if the leadership is corrupt, let's say it's corrupt, you have to change it. You don't leave the country. You don't desert the country. You don't abandon it. You don't run away from it. You don't say, this is not my country. You know how much Quraysh tortured the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam? No man has been tortured and harassed and persecuted like the Prophet in Mecca. But the day he was leaving Mecca, he was forced to leave for some time and go to Medina. He looked back at Mecca and his tears were rolling down because he missed Mecca. Imagine Mecca was torturing him every single day. But still he has attachment because it is his land. And then God sent him this good news. إِنَّ الَّذِي فَرَضَ عَلَيْكَ الْقُرْآنَ لَرَادُّكَ إِلَى مَعَادٍ. God that bestowed the holy book upon you is going to bring you safe and sound to this country. Don't worry. This is just a transition. You go somewhere else for a few years, then you're going to come back to Mecca. And this is what happened. So we do not abandon our countries. We have to serve them. And these are our countries. A country that hosted you. A country that nurtures you, provides you with education, healthcare, safety and security. This is your land. You should not have any doubt in your mind, no hesitation that you, people who are born and raised here, you are British Muslims. Do not be shy. Don't say, no, I'm not British. I'm proud of being American Muslim. I was born in Karbala, the holiest place on earth, but I am proud of being American Muslim. For 25 years I live in America, a country that hosted me, received me, welcomed me, healed my wounds. I left Iraq wounded, bleeding. I came to a place who said to me, welcome home. This is your home. So this is number one. Number two, what is my obligation as a citizen? Number two is the civic and political engagement in this society. My friends, if we are marginalized, we cannot serve ourselves in this country. We cannot change the situation in this country. We cannot bring about reforms in this country. So you have to get through the place, through the door, the gate, the lawful door. وَأْتُوا الْبُيُوتَ مِنْ أَبْوَابِهَا. We have to participate in the civic and political life, in the civic and political process. In democracies, you don't reach power through a coup d'etat, military coup. You can't do that. These things happen in other countries, but not in democracies. So what do you do? How do you change? You sit at home and you pray to God to change the situation for you? God is not going to do that. God said, I have endowed you with intelligence, with a brain, with physical ability, with mental ability, with spiritual ability, with talents, with gifts. You have to use them to change your life. So go and get engaged in the political process. I see around me, I ask people about their professions, men and women. You know, in the last 2 days, how many physicians I met? Physicians, pharmacists, dentists, engineers, other professions. But I did not see a politician. So far I haven't. Inshallah I will. Maybe tonight. I haven't seen someone who says, Sayyid, I'm aspiring to be the mayor of Manchester, or to be a member of parliament in Westminster, or to work for the government, or in the city council. This is part of our progress in this country. You have to serve others. I know some mayors, like the mayor of London. I don't know him very well, but I am sure that he made a huge difference in the life of the British people and the Muslim people in this country. They made a huge strides. So we have to get in and involved. We have to encourage the young generation who are born and raised here. Tell them this is your country. And the one who changed your country is you, not someone else. Islam brings relief. Islam brings transformation to the societies, not just to us. So we have to get involved. We have to get involved in the civic life, in the political life in this country. Politics is not haram. There was a day when scholars used to tell us, don't get involved, this is a dirty work. Not necessarily dirty, maybe dirty in some countries, because there is a lot of corruption. Even if it is dirty, you have to change it. You have to clean it. You have to do something. Imam Hussein could have sit at his home and do nothing. He says, I don't care. Let people go to hell. I don't care about that. But he didn't say that. He said, it's my responsibility. There is a lot of corruption. ألا ترون إلى الحق لا يعمل به وإلى الباطل لا يتناهى عنه. Don't you see that truth is being deserted, trampled upon? Falsehood is rampant. So I have to do something about that. I can't just shut my eyes and go home and say, this is not my responsibility. It is your responsibility. Maybe you cannot change now. Maybe not in 5 years from now. Maybe not in 10 years from now. But at the end, ultimately you will change. You will be successful. And we have to work collectively to change this situation. Political engagement, isolation, alienation, to alienate myself from the rest of the society is not a solution. It's not healthy. It's not healthy. You have to get involved. This is why I really encourage many of you, especially those who are bright, those who have strong sense of citizenship, those who want to change their societies, to participate in the political process in this country. You have to aspire to be in a position where you can change the whole society, not just your neighborhood, your community, the whole society, the whole people. And you can do that, believe me. It's not impossible. You can reach these positions when your niyyah, your intention is pure, that I want to be an MP, not to serve myself, but to serve the people, to serve the country. Then you can reach. You can reach and you can attain this goal in your life. So that is the second thing, the civic and political engagement. Number 3 is the interfaith relationships. My friends, our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, and almost all of our imams, the family of the Prophet and the good companions of the prophets, they established the dialogue, the debate, the discussion with others. They opened their mosques, their homes, their hearts, their minds to receive others, to sit with others. One of the oldest events in the history of Islam took place during the life of the Prophet was Eid al-Mubahala. Eid al-Mubahala on the 24th of the Hijjah. What is Eid al-Mubahala? Mubahala is the conversation, the debate, the discussion between the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and the delegation, the Christian delegation of Najran from the southern part of Arabia. Okay, they came all the way to speak to the Prophet. 3 days. 3 days of dialogue. The Prophet did not shut his door and say, I'm not going to talk to you because I'm proud of my religion and therefore either you follow me or you go to hell. He didn't say that. He opened his heart. He was patient with them. He was explaining to them. He was answering their questions. And then he took his first family. He took his daughter Fatima, his son-in-law Ali, his 2 children Hassan and Hussein alayhimus salam, to the mubahala, to this dialogue. And after that, a history of Islamic Christian dialogue and relationship, it went all the way till the last Imam. All of our Imams. Imam al-Rida, look into his tradition, his biography, his life. He had many sessions of dialogue with the leadership of the Jewish community, Christian community, Zoroastrian community, even the atheists. So, interfaith relationship is in the core of our values. It's very important that we reach out to others. And we're going to benefit because today we have Islamophobia in our communities, in our countries. Islamophobia is on the rise. How do we combat Islamophobia? Through a one-on-one relationship with our neighbors. How many of you know the recent documentary For the Love of Hussein? Have you heard of this documentary, For the Love of Hussein? Pastor John Shuck from Portland, Oregon in the United States. Have you seen it? So you must see it tonight. It's a half-an-hour documentary. A man who is a pastor in a Christian church. Next door there is a Shia Islamic center. And those people commemorate Ashura. So he came to say hi to them, to discover what's going on. And then he established a relationship. People, wise people there, hospitable people there received him. And then he went inside and he listened. And he liked what he listened. He realized that the Muslims are not coming from Jupiter. They are normal human beings. They have the same aspirations, same goals, same sentiments, same feelings. Normal human being. They are average people. So he decided to go with them to Iraq to visit the shrine of Imam Hussein alayhi salam in Karbala during the Arba'een. And he walked from Najaf to Karbala for 3 days. And this journey, this spiritual journey, walking to Hussein, shook his foundations. It was a wake-up call for him. He says, I haven't seen such thing in my life. Millions of people, they walk for 3 days. And then he saw the generosity of the people there, opening their doors, their homes, giving food, free clothing, free medicine. So he came back and he made a documentary For the Love of Hussein. I invited him to come to our Islamic center the other day. He gave a speech. In his speech, he said, what America needs today, what America urgently needs today is Imam Hussein alayhi salam. Sallu ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. An American, white American Christian pastor says America needs Imam Hussein today to solve our problems. See, small gesture of welcoming, small gesture. They welcomed him into their circles. It resulted in this man falling in love with Imam Hussein. He told me this year, he said, I'm going to go back to the Arba'een because still my heart is there. My heart is there. So we have to reach out to others. You have many churches, many synagogues. Reach out to them. Establish a dialogue with them. Establish friendship, relationship. You know, when we Muslims are under attack in America, you know who are the first people to rush to defend us? The people in the church. People who are in the church. Next door church. They come to defend us, to stand with us, to show solidarity, support. They say, we protect you. Don't worry. This is your country. This is your land. Nobody is going to hurt you. So we need these relationships. Now, some people may ask, Sayyid, but they have different ideology, different religion, different doctrines, different book. You know, we don't share with them these ideologies. We don't share the system of belief. Sometimes they do things that are not appropriate. How can we agree with that? My friends, interfaith relationships does not mean theological harmony and conformity. It doesn't mean that I believe in everything they believe in, or they have to believe in everything that I believe in. It means that we get together to establish peace and understanding. They understand us, and we better understand them. It's not even about conversion. Some people think that let's go to this church make friendship with them. So inshallah, next year, they are all Shia Muslims. And they stand here and do latmiya with us. No, this is an illusion. You are wrong. You are wrong. You should not think of converting people to Islam. We are not here to convert. You know who does conversion? You know who converts the hearts and the minds of the people? إِنَّكَ لَا تَهْدِي مَنْ أَحْبَبْتَ وَلَكِنَّ اللَّهَ يَهْدِي مَنْ يَشَاءُ. Oh, Ya Rasulullah, even you cannot convert. You cannot convert. You cannot change people. It is God who converts the hearts and the minds of those who are worthy. Yes, your job is to present Islam, presenting Islam. When they ask you about Islam, you have to have the proper answer, the rational answer, the intellectual answer. You have to have the answer ready. If they ask you, why do you do this? Why do you do that? You have to provide an answer. If they ask your sister, why you are wearing hijab? We have to have an answer. It's not sufficient to say because hijab is found in the Quran. Yes, it is found in the Quran in 3 different chapters. But the Christians and the Jews and the atheists and others, they don't understand. They don't, consider the Quran to be the book of God. So you have to give them the rational answer. An answer that they accept. We have to be prepared. Our job is to present Islam, not to enforce Islam, not to push Islam on others. Don't do that. Some people stand in the street and then they carry a copy of the Quran and then they jump up and down and they say, this is the best book, this is the best constitution. This is not right. This is not the right way of inviting others. Imam al-Sadiq, alayhi salatu wassalam, turned to his companions one day and he said to them, Kunu du'atan samitina lana. You know what? I want you to invite people to your tradition, to God, through silence. They said, how can we invite being silent? How can we do that? He said, through your manners, your akhlaq, your humility, your smile, your hospitality, your service, your help, your humanity. This is the way you invite people. I have a personal story of an American man, a white American Christian man who converted to Islam. Not because he attended the sessions. Not even because he read a book. He didn't read any book in the beginning. It was a small gesture of goodness and kindness that shook him. Really shook this man. I met him in St. Louis, Missouri, about 10 years ago. I was at a conference. The man came to me in the lobby of the hotel. He said, I want to ask you a question. How can I convert to Islam? He shocked me. A white man wants to convert. People are running away from Islam, and this man, he wants to come back to Islam. He wants to convert. So I took him aside. I said, I will teach you how to convert. But why? Why do you want to convert? What's the reason? He said, in my neighborhood, we have an immigrant family who just moved in. So one day, someone knocked at my door. I opened the door. I had just came back from work. It was about 6 p.m. And I saw a boy, 10 years old, carrying a dish of food. He said, this is for you, gift. He says, it was funny. Nobody in America brings you food, unless they are relatives or, your mother-in-law and others. But no neighbor would bring you food, So I said, what is this? He said, from my father. My father sent me here. So I was suspicious about the food. I said, why they give us food? What is in this food? So we didn't eat the food. We didn't eat the food. I told my wife and we decided not to eat the food. The following day, the same thing happened. This time the boy came with his father. His father did not speak English. So the boy was translating for his father. So I opened the door again, another dish. I said, what's going on? We are not hungry. We are not homeless. We have food. The father said, yes, I know you have food. But this is the month of Ramadan. And we are about to eat now, about sunset. We are about to eat. And our religion, our prophet teaches us that at the time of breaking the fast, we share what we have at home with our neighbors. And you are a neighbor. Imagine. He doesn't know his name. He doesn't know anything about him. But he's a neighbor. And our prophet says, take care of your neighbor. He said, when I heard this, wow. Those people, they don't know me. They are refugees. They need help themselves. They are sharing their food with me. It must be their God and their religion then. So it shocked me. I decided to convert to this religion because I realized this religion is religion of love and compassion and humanity. My friends, we can invite people through silence. We don't have to preach. The easiest way is the way you behave in the street. You behave with your neighbors. According to one of my friends, he says, I don't go and tell people that I'm a Muslim in my neighborhood. I don't tell them I'm a Muslim. But the way I drive, the way I enter my house, I exit my house, I leave the street, they realize that he's a Muslim through my conduct, through my behavior, through my relationship with others. God says in chapter 60, Surah Al-Mumtahana, لا ينهاكم الله عن الذين لم يقاتلوكم في الدين ولم يخرجوكم من دياركم أن تبروهم وتقسطوا إليهم إن الله يحب المقسطين. God does not forbid you. These are the wording of this verse. God does not forbid you from being righteous and kind to the people of book. They are not Muslims. People of the churches and synagogues. To be kind and nice and hospitable to them. Because they did not fight you. They did not drive you out of your home. They did not confiscate your property. God wants you to be kind to them and nice to them. That's the way to invite them. Interfaith relationships. Every one of you here have to have a friend. You have to have a friend from other religions. You have to have a friend and try to establish these relationships during the month of Ramadan. Invite them to your homes. Invite them. Even if your home is humble, the meal is humble, but don't give them too much spicy food. Invite them, let them share the beauty of Ramadan. Let them share your beauty, your generosity, your goodness, your kindness. We are not here to convert the British people into Islam. This is not my job. If God wills, God will do that whenever He wants. But my job is to be kind and nice. It's to be a good ambassador of Islam. Each and every one is an ambassador of Islam. To relay, to transfer the message of Islam to others. So this is number 3. Number 1, what are the meanings of citizenship? Number 1, citizenship means what? Did you forget? What did I say? Point number 1, sense of belonging. Sense of belonging. It's a mental commitment to the country. That I love this country. I want to help this country. I want to do something for this country. Yesterday someone asked me, Sayyid, what do we do? These are the answers. Number 1 here in your mind, I belong here. My duty is to build this country, to advance this country, to protect this country. Number 2, civic and political engagement. When you have elections, it's a duty. It's a duty that you go to the ballot box. You go to the ballot box. You cast your vote because your vote counts. Islam is not just worshipping and salat and siyam and hajj and ziyarah. Islam is to change your society. And how do you change it? As I said, through the ballot box. So that is the civic and political engagement. And number 3, interfaith relationships. Establish friendships. I've seen that in my quarter, in my neighborhood, in my area. I've seen how people start respecting you, understanding you. We don't want to convert them to Islam. We just want them to understand us, period. No more than that. Just to understand us. And in that there is a lot of benefit. And number 4, my friends, what do we do? How can I serve my country? The relationship between us and our countries is reciprocal, 2 ways, not 1 way. I've seen some immigrants in some areas, not necessarily the UK, in some other areas. They come to this country just for their own benefit, to make more money, to get health care, to get education for their children, to get the passport, but they don't pay back. It's a 1-way relationship. This is not good. This is a betrayal of the Islamic values. It's a betrayal to the Islamic values. The relationship is 2 ways, reciprocal. This country protects you, provides for you. In return, you have to protect the country too. You have to provide for the country too. Yesterday we were driving in city center and someone said, this place was bombed 2 or 3 years ago. That person who bombed this place, he hurt not only himself, he hurts God, he hurts his religion, he hurts his country. He did injustice to his country. He did injustice, a grave injustice to Islam. A grave injustice to God. He's not loyal. And you think God is going to receive him with mercy? God is not going to receive thugs with his mercy. God is not going to be merciful to those thug ones, merciless ones who have no conscience, who come and bomb innocent people, destroy their countries. What sort of Islam is this? This is not even a human, let alone a Muslim. Where is this in our literature, in our book, in our hadith? Where did you find the Prophet or Ahlul Bayt, any member of Ahlul Bayt who was hurting others and killing others for no reason? Where is it? In fact, God speaks about forgiveness. Even when he gives us permission to retaliate against those who hurt us and murder us, at the end he says, وَإِن تَعْفُوا أَقْرَبُ لِلتَّقْوَى. You have the right for retribution. You have the right for qisas and retribution. But I advise you to forgive, because it is closer to piety and righteousness. Religion of peace, religion of love, religion of forgiveness. So we have to pay back to this country. By caring about this country. We cannot enjoy living in this country if this country is in disarray. If we only take advantage of the benefit in this country and then we don't give back. We must give back. You must be a builder here. You must participate in building and advancing and reforming your society, your country. And therefore, my friends, sometimes we the Muslims, when we go to the government, when we speak to the government, to the MPs, to the congressmen, to the senators, we bring about the issue of Kashmir or Palestine or Yemen or Syria, but we don't speak about domestic issues. There is nothing wrong in talking about Kashmir, go, but at the same time, parallel to that, speak about healthcare in your area, speak about education, speak about immigration. Speak about global warming. Don't just focus on Kashmir and Palestine and Yemen and forget your backyard. This is not good. You have to have sense of belonging. If you don't change, who's going to change? We always portray for others that we are foreigners. Even if we live here for 50 years, half a century, I'm still a foreigner because my mind is in Kashmir, not in Manchester. My mind is in Palestine, not in London. My mind is in Yemen, not in Los Angeles. And this is wrong. This is wrong, my friends. Yes, we defend all these countries. We are universal people. We defend all the oppressed, whether they are Muslims or non-Muslims. But at the same time, we take care of our own affairs. The climate change, we speak about it. The unemployment, the transportation system, the healthcare system, the education system, the immigration system, and all these things. We have to change them. We cannot forget about these things and just focus on countries that are far from us. And therefore, my friends, my brothers and sisters, 3 pieces of advice at the end. We have to stay away from them. Stay away from these 3 things. And this is especially the young generation in this country. Number 1, stay away from ghettoization. Ghettoization. Don't turn your cities into ghettos for the Arabs and the Muslims and the Pakistanis and the Indians and the Iranians and Afghanis and the blacks and whites. Don't do that. We have to integrate with the rest of the society. Because when you live in a ghetto, that will exacerbate and perpetrate the sense of alienation. You are telling the people, I am a subculture here. I do not belong to the rest of the society. And this is dangerous. I know sometimes you want to protect your family. I know sometimes you want to protect yourself and your children. I know you love to live in an Islamic, decent neighborhood. I know these things. But also we run the risk of alienating and secluding ourselves from the rest of the society. And if you do so, who's going to carry Islam to others? Who's going to present Islam to others? So stay away from that. Islam is not a gated community. Islam says reach out to others. Live in an area where you are surrounded by non-Muslims so they can see you. You are visible. They can see your lifestyle. They can see your etiquette. They can see your manners. They can see how you deal with others. That's the best form of da'wah. Da'wah is not just to take the mic and stand in the mall or in a public place or in a public park and say, oh, people, Islam is beautiful, Muhammad is beautiful, Quran. This is a failure. People who do this, nobody is going to listen to them. I know a pastor who used to be here in South London. She moved to North America. She said, one day I was standing on the bus stop in London. Someone gave me a copy of the Quran. He was on the bike, riding a bike. He gave me a copy of the Quran. She said, immediately I took the copy. I threw it in the street. I was angry. Why do you give me a copy of Quran? I have a Bible. This is not the right way of da'wah. You know how she converted? When they gave her the Quran, she threw it away. She tossed the Quran away. But you know how she converted? When she saw a shopkeeper, simple shopkeeper who was honest. He dealt with her in honesty and truth. He was able to attract her to Islam. And here we remember what the Prophet ﷺ said. The Prophet said, Ad-deenu al-mu'amala. Religion is behavior. Mu'amala, the way you deal with others. This is deen. This is deen. Yes, maybe after you attract them, you give them the Quran, you give them a book. No problem. But you can't find people standing in the street and give them a book and Quran and tell them my religion is the best religion. You can't do that. This is wrong. You have to be a visible Quran. Rather than giving them the Quran which is written, be Quran yourself in your manners, in your humility, in your help, in your assistance, in your discipline. So this is number 1. Ghettoization is dangerous, my friends. Especially in Europe. Especially in Europe. It's very dangerous because you alienate yourself from the rest of the society. You are telling other people that I'm different than you. We don't get along. So if we don't get along, how do you expect them to accept your Islam? You are telling them, I'm different. We can't get along together. We can't live in the same street. I know there are lots of ills in this society, but then we have to be patient and we have to change people. We have to change them. People are not descending from the sky. Prophet Muhammad lived with the most ruthless people in Mecca, the most barbaric people, the most merciless people in Mecca. But at the end, through his patience, he was able to convert their hearts. And God said to him, if you get bored, if you get tired, if you get exhausted, you are not going to succeed. وَلَوْ كُنْتَ فَضًّا غَلِيظَ الْقَلْبِ لَانْفَضُّوا مِنْ حَوْلِكَ. If you are harsh-hearted, if you don't want to get along with them, they're going to run away from you. You have to be patient. You have to be patient with people around you. Show them care and respect, and you're going to reap the fruits of your good work. So avoid ghettoization, number one. And if you have any comments, come and see me after the majlis. I'd love to hear your opinion, because this is also two-way road, not just one way. I'm here to learn, not just to teach. I'm learning from you. Number two, the Islamization. Some people think that God sent me to Manchester, to the UK, to America to change the whole society into Islam by what? By force. By wearing the short dishtasha, short dress, and having long beard, and I walk in the street and people will fall in love with me. That would not happen, believe me. This would never happen. Nothing will happen by force. You cannot force your son to respect you or love you by force. You can't. Let alone others. So don't think of converting the people. Yes, we do our job. We do our job. We treat people with respect, with honesty, because ad-din al-mu'amala, because Imam al-Sadiq alayhi salatu wassalam says, وَلَكِنْ انظُرُوا إِلَى صِدْقِ الْحَدِيثِ وَأَدَاءِ الْأَمَانَةِ. He says the core of religion is not the prayers and fasting, but being honest. Being honest, this is how you attract people. When you are honest with them, when you speak the truth. Imam Ali has a powerful sentence. He says, لا يذوق أحدكم حلاوة الإيمان. No one can taste the sweetness of faith unless حتى يؤثر الصدق حيث يضره على الكذب حيث ينفعه. A day that you give a preference to truth, though the truth, if you tell the truth, it is going to hurt you, above lies, where lies is going to benefit you. If you lie here in this interview, they're going to give you the job. You're going to benefit, but you say no. I'm not going to sacrifice my principles and my values and my religion because of this job. I'm going to speak the truth. Tell your children, this is Islam. When we ask about someone, how is his religion? They say, well, he prays 5 times a day. He fasts in Ramadan. He goes for ziyarah. He does hajj. This is not the real Islam. There are many people who go to hajj and ziyarah and they pray salatul layl, but they are in the market. They are not honest. In their families, they are not honest. They don't fulfill their duties. Imam al-Sadiq says these 2 fundamental things, when they are found in a person, he's a good Muslim. صدق الحديث وأداء الأمانة. Speaking the truth and fulfilling the covenant, the trust. This is how we should work in this society. When people look at your manners, look at your families are strong, integrated, they help each other. Sometimes I go to some homes, I feel that I'm in paradise because of the level of harmony that I see among the father, the mother, the siblings. They help each other, they smile, welcoming, they support each other. And sometimes I get invited to other families, I don't go because I don't want to go to hell now. Too early for me. So, my friends, we have to turn our families into a safe haven, into a place of stability. So when someone comes to your house, he feels faith. This is a house of faith. Even if you don't pray in front of him, he feels it in your behavior, in your manner, in your akhlaq. So number 2, stay away from to Islamize, convert people by force. Islam is not being imposed. Listen, look at these countries who accepted Islam by force and countries that accepted Islam wholeheartedly. Today, after many centuries, this is a long subject, I will cut it very short. Countries that accepted Islam because of force, they imposed Islam on them.